Whenever you come across or come at a targeted individual with your stupid psychopathy and your wannabe scripted ass narrative from whatever source, and you guys just buy into it, you're buying into gossip, right? You guys are good with buying into gossip. And so basically, you guys take pride in your legacy with being a gossip machine. You guys want to make a legacy for your children to become a psychopath. You guys think it's okay to be psychopaths? You think that's a human right? Of course it's a human right to be a goddamn psychopath. But what happens whenever it was another psychopath that fed you psychopath bullshit and you were lied to? Do you expect honor amongst other psychopaths? Or is it okay for you guys to make up bullshit against other people because you want to propagate somebody else's psychopathy? So basically, you guys are making an army of psychopaths. So is it heroic to be a psychopath? Is it heroic to be a psychopath for another psychopath? If you're coming at anybody with a sense of duplicit nature, does that make it honorable? Or does that just make you an asshole? Because if you think sticking it to somebody on the down low, that makes you a terrorist. And on top of that, it makes you a treasonist. You know who the hell Davy Crockett is? Who's Davy Crockett? You ever hear of the Alamo? Do you even know your history? Do you even know what the Berlin Wall was about? Because if you know what the Berlin Wall was about, you're held a little more accountable to the fact that you are the concentration camp. And that makes you Auschwitz 2.0. So you think it's okay to attack somebody on the down low because some asshole said it was okay for you to do so. But you'll just dig your heels in deep so you can get that Gestapo coin. Well, if you're about the Gestapo coin, I'm all like, okay, there you go. They're having covert talks over here. I figured they'd want to, do their work for the whole world to see. They've been there all day. And this young woman with this old man never looked right to me. But street theater people with their crazy ass scripted narratives, they fascinate the fuck out of me. I'm like, you all think that's an honorable living? Oh, she's throwing out words again. I'd much rather throw out my words that actually spell ethics than sit there and street theater somebody as a concentration camp. I'd rather throw out my words than be Auschwitz 2.0. My words come from a sense of stability, while your street theater comes from sucking the Gestapo dick. So America, that's what you all have to put up with. Because you let these assholes do this shit to me. All you're doing is paving the way for all this flying monkey, Auschwitz 2.0, Dr. Mengele prodigy. You're paving the way to breed a whole country of psychopaths. That's what makes it psychotic. What makes it unjust is that they're honoring a gossip mill. They're putting action to somebody else's psychopathy. What makes it hilarious is that they're being tooled by the smallpox government. That same government that passed out them blankets of smallpox to them Indians. That's what makes it hilarious, is that they're too blind, and if they're not blind and they do it willingly, they're just as psychotic as Willy Wonka is. And all I see is a goddamn prostitute hoeing out their ethics with clothes on. The pointy shovel digging. Yes, the pointy shovel digging. She's got the pointy shovel digging. You guys like talking about pointy shovels over there?
I'm feeling quite chilly right now.
Yeah, he looks like a psychopath. The one over here, that one looks like she actually has some ethics going on. Yeah. See what I have to put up with. And the thing is that these psychopaths that hoe out their ethics, they didn't follow me here. They each have a shift here. And whenever these guys go home, new psychopaths will take their place with the same scripted narrative. So what we have here is a gossip machine built to make more psychopaths. And the scary thing about that is that they teach their children it's okay to be a psychopath. And it's okay to be paid to be a psychopath. So if you got these covert commies going to school with your children, you have a whole academic system in place to breed and raise psychopaths because they think it's okay to get their palms greased by hoeing out their ethics. That's what they look like. They're talking about pointy shovels. That looks like a normal conversation. I'm just waiting for somebody to say, hey, you can't vlog over there. Because they already accused me of ranting. But, yeah, no louder than those folks over there. Yeah. And those are civilized people. But honestly, they're nothing more than a barrel full of flying monkeys that have no discernment, that lack critical thinking, and they just hopped on the gravy train with all the other goddamn lemmings. See how important it is to be your own critical thinker? To think for yourselves? There's a whole government wrapped up in psychopathy, paying others to hoe out their ethics. And they even wrangle in other veterans to be the role models of, it's okay to hoe out your ethics. See, today I'm putting up with it. And tomorrow, if you all let all of this psychopathic shit go unchecked, you will be responsible for everything George Orwell tried to warn us about. You know? And there we go. They talk about pointy, talk about prison. All you have to do is just, and psychoanalyze it for yourself. You'll hear it all. What you can't hear right now, you can filter out with your digital equipment. And then, their psychopathy there, you can deconstruct it for yourself. I mean, look at this. They think they know what's going on. What is going on is that some psychopath lied on me, and abused their position of authority. And now you have a goddamn shit show of people lined up to burn in hell, all because they wanted to hop on the gravy train and get their palms greased for next to nothing. This covert communism is nothing more than a shit show of greed, you guys. And the funny thing is that it's nothing more than a shit show of psychopaths entertaining other psychopaths. And now it's all out of hand. And guess what? None of them even know who Dr. Mengele is. That's your godfather. Covert communism, this New World Order, your Illuminati brought in covert communism. Your Illuminati brought in Dr. Mengele, by the way. And now your Illuminati got all you guys sucking that Gestapo dick. How about that? Got all you guys sucking that Gestapo dick. You like that dick over there? The Illuminati is really proud of you. Yeah. Look at that. You got a goddamn flying monkey grooming himself. You'd figure that the overseers would ask him to put his hand down from his head and stop grooming himself at the table, since the wall has host to the rules. The rules say no grooming at the table. Yeah. That's targeting at its finest. Yeah, that's all right. And so, blood family, who fed into this gossip machine, this is what your children have to look forward to. This is the society you are building for your own children. So everything that you're doing to me, my mama always said, the sins of the parents, the children pay for. So, murder day, happy murder day. You hear that? Do you guys hear that street theater going on? That is your crimes against humanity. Those are your liberty squatters. And I hand it to these assholes. They're pretty hard up because they haven't lit up. Most flying monkeys with a shred of humanity, they give up long before these get assholes, and they still stick it in to working over the targeted individual pretty hard. I gotta say, Gestapo, they got a hard on for your dick. You did good with these guys.
So you're basically the car wreck was a little kick in the backside.
That's why I said it was not kicking the backside, but kicking the backside means you're doing something wrong.
Oh.
Right, so now they're talking about somebody else's backside being injured. They already talked about pointy shovels. Yeah. Plausible deniability, guys. Plausible deniability. This is what you all have to work with. And by the way, these fun-loving assholes, liberty squatters, covert communist regime, they're not following you. They're planted at every goddamn place throughout the goddamn world. I'm assuming the world. But definitely, as far as I have seen, in every business establishment, probably your churches too. And this is a library, and I've been death marauded at a homeless mission. So if you are being targeted, you can't go anywhere where these assholes are not. That's how fucked up the world really is. Because guess what, guys? These are your end of times. Legit in the times. So Satan, he's trying to wrangle in as many humans as he can with him. And this is his number one game plan, is to compromise your ethics and get you to hold them out, to work over a targeted individual. You don't know, because it makes it all right, because everybody else is doing it. What you have here, it's a bad case of lemmings heading right for the fucking fires of hell. Because if you ask them if they're a fucking murderer, they'll be like, oh, hell no. They'll be all like, I'm no murderer. I'm all like, yeah, you're a murderer because you're working over your target. You're a murderer because you're doing your street theater. You're a murderer because you working over your target is to get them to commit suicide. This is what you call your white glove Holocaust regime. See the jacket? That's their issue. That's how they tell themselves amongst each other. I bet whenever they got dispatched that nice coat of theirs, and I bet they're probably like, ooh, me working for the government, passing out smallpox blankets. That's not so bad. I didn't murder them just because I came to death maraud them. You didn't murder nobody, did you? And you didn't tap in to all of the blood of all the other targeted individuals who committed suicide before I ended up on the scene to try to shake it up a bit. I tell you what, if you think you know everything, it's your own mindset that'll lock you into your own imprisonment of hell. And while there may not be a hell, there are hellish dimensions that you'll end up locked into if you don't settle right your own soul and leave that concentration camp gig. But you can't say that LiTTLe didn't try to keep you from your own fate. Because Willy Wonka will never, and your own goddamn League of Doom, they'll forsake your asses.